Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name's Riley, and we're just gonna get started with today's video. So I have a half-gram pre-roll all ready for us to go. I'm gonna be smoking gluato instead of gelato. Here we go. Shout out to my friends at Cureleaf who always hook me up with pre-rolls, even though I'm sure they do this with everyone. So today's October 1st, and I thought that I would start out the Halloween season by talking about one of the scariest things that has probably ever happened to me. And if you read the title of this video, you know exactly where this is going. But your girl got investigated and visited by the FBI. So this happened about 2 years ago, probably a year ago or something. Probably almost 2 years. Because I was still at this, no, I was at my old apartment and I've been here for almost 2 years. So I guess it's not really that important when it happened. But so I made this tweet on Twitter that went viral on Twitter, on conservative Twitter, because a lot of anti-Trump, anti-his administration, gets flagged, and the conservatives will find you and they'll harass you. They'll find you on Facebook, they'll talk shit about you, whatever. Wasn't too concerned about that, honestly. But I guess people were flagging my tweet. They were tagging the FBI in my tweet. I don't really want to say the tweet because I don't want it to get like taken out of context or whatever and have to go through everything again. But you know what, fuck it, I'll just say it. I tweeted kill. That's it. Just 2 words. 2 words. After he just got appointed for whatever position. I honestly forgot about it because I fucking can't stand him, so I just don't want to pay attention to anything he does anymore. Kind of just like plastered that part of my memory over. My Twitter actually got suspended for that tweet. Like for a whole day. And I had to like delete the tweet. But I was like, okay, whatever. Cool. This is over with. My Twitter got suspended. Happens to everyone. Whatever. So then a couple days later, or like the next day, I don't really remember the timeline that well because I wanted to make this video sooner, but I honestly was really scared. But I feel like enough time has passed for me to feel comfortable talking about this. So the place I work at is 2 different stores, but they're right next to each other. So like we go back and forth between stores all the time. So I was leaving for the day and going to the store that has like the break room in it, and I'm like heading towards the door, and there's these 2 guys sitting over like on the planters, and like the guy says Riley, and I'm like yes, and then like he starts walking towards me and he's wearing a gray hoodie, and so I get really scared, and I'm like wearing my name tag, so I'm like okay, like you probably just saw my name tag, but I was like I feel really unsafe, I'm just gonna duck into the door, and I let like my manager know. I'm like, hey, like there's these two guys outside like wearing hoodies with their hoods up. It was also really cold and rainy that day, so that explains the hoodies. And I was like, I feel really scared. Like these guys knew my name and started coming towards me, and I have never seen them before. I don't know. Like it was really scary. And so like wait, and like we're looking and they're completely gone. They just like dipped out. So I'm like, cool, all right, it's safe to go home. So the next day they come back while I'm at school. They come to my job. They're like, hey, we're the FBI. We know Riley's at school right now. We know that she is gonna be here after school later today. Can you have her give us a call when she's in, and is it okay if we ask her some questions? So I'm like coming to work after like going to school, like whatever, and I go there and my manager's like, hey, those guys from yesterday, they were actually the FBI. Okay, I had to pause and come back because my eyelash started coming off and I got a piece of cat hair in my eyeball and that really hurted. But okay, so FBI came to my work, told my boss that they were looking for me pretty much. And at first I like wasn't really that scared because hey, my neighbor literally just committed murder. I was like, they're probably wondering about that. Like maybe they need like a witness account, see if like anyone in like the neighborhood had seen domestic abuse or whatever. So I like wasn't that scared at first. I thought, I haven't done anything wrong, like why would they be here for me? I genuinely truly thought that they were here to ask me questions about my neighbor. So I give them a call, and you know, they show up probably within the hour. And like again, I didn't even think to like call a lawyer or anything because I truly thought that they were here to talk to me about my neighbor. Like I know that I like didn't do anything wrong, so I really didn't even think about it. Like I didn't even tell my family. Oh my god. Well, like I don't really want to tell a lot of people that I got investigated by the FBI as I'm filming this video. Okay. So they show up. That's my cat, by the way, climbing out of the blinds. They show up and, you know, we sit down at the tables and we're talking, and they know every single thing about me. Every single thing. They knew that I went to Vegas for my 21st birthday. They know where I stayed in Vegas. They knew all the hair colors I had. They like knew where I used to work. They knew where like my mom lived. Like they knew every single thing about me. Every single thing. It was honestly pretty scary. And they're all like, yeah, we were gonna come to your apartment, but we figured that it might not have been as scary as showing up to your work. And I'm like, yeah, that would have been pretty terrifying, honestly. And you know, they apologized for coming up to me and scaring me when they were wearing like the hoodies. They like were like, oh, we have a, or one of the guys was like, I have a daughter, and so I totally get it, you totally did the right thing. So I wasn't in trouble for literally dipping out from the FBI. But they did show me their badges and gave me a business card in case, like, I don't know, I witnessed like something crazy. But anyways, okay, back to the interview. So that happened. Like once when I realized they're the FBI, I was so scared that like literally I was like, oh my god, I dipped out from them yesterday. like, but they weren't mad about that. So they knew every single thing about me. They knew that I had a gun that was like not registered, but here in Arizona, like, you don't need you don't need anything to have a gun. You can just go and get a gun, like, no problem. Like, there's no real rules or regulations. Okay, my throat's getting really dry. Here are all my stickers on my hydro flask also. Look at it. This is me. This is by my friend Corinne. This is by my tattoo artist. Plug my tattoo artist real quick because she is doing a 10K tattoo spooky Sanrio character giveaway. So follow her at Libby Lou Tattoo. So the FBI knew everything about me. It was really scary. And basically, they asked if I was like depressed or suicidal, which, like, it's pretty rude, honestly. But I was like, straight up, yeah. Like, I've been to therapists and stuff. Like, I'm not currently like wanting to die or like having a manic episode. Like, I'm fine. But so basically, when they pulled me aside, they were like, we're here about your Twitter. I feel like I forgot to mention that part, but now I'm really high. I just smoked almost a whole half of a gram joint by myself. Okay, side note, it is really fucked up about my neighbor though. Like, I need to research to see if he actually served time for killing somebody's child. So basically, their main thing was Trump was gonna be in town that weekend, and they just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to literally shoot the president. And it's just really funny because, like, the gun that, like, I have at my apartment, it doesn't even work. Like, unless the person is standing right in front of you, you're gonna miss. I kind of like laughed when they said that. I was like, you really think that I would do that? Out of like all of the people, like all of the crazies that are out in this world, that are actually out committing crimes, like, you investigate some like 22-year-old college girl that looks goth. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, there's actually people out here committing crimes, and you're gonna talk to me for like over an hour. So yeah, I mean, nothing really happened to me. Like, I realize now that I'm very, very lucky that, like, I wasn't in trouble, that they didn't really think that I was a threat, because I could have totally ended somewhere completely different. But I recognize that I am a white girl, and that is probably why the situation went so smoothly. It is still terrifying nonetheless, but the FBI are out there and they're watching you, and they know everything about you and like what you do, and it's really fucking crazy to think about. Like, really fucking crazy. So yeah, that is how I was investigated by the FBI. So I would definitely be careful about, you know, what you put out there in the world. Um, if you choose to believe this or not, that's up to you. But there has been a lot. I also made this video because I saw a lot of other people posting about their experience and literally the same thing happening to them, which it's crazy. Like, I know 2 people off the top of my head that something very, very similar happened to them. It's October 1st. I'm shook. I also missed out on the Why Are You Pumpkin shoes this morning, and I'm still very depressed about it. But I'm a little less depressed and like 100% more high now that I've smoked this whole entire pre-roll. Oh, and I've ashed on myself twice. That's enough for me. Okay, one more thing before I go. I just want to show you my Halloween Hello Kitty, and I'll leave. I love her so much. I've only been to CVS every single day for 2 weeks, a month straight, to try to find more, but I love her. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I know I tweeted something about the FBI and everyone was like, bitch, what? So I hope that this solves some questions, and I hope my bad hair extensions were not too distracting. They look really bad in the camera, I'm now realizing. But happy Halloween. I hope you have a great day. I hope you guys are excited about Halloween. I hope everyone has a 12-foot skeleton. Love you guys. Bye.